They are everywhere. Literally everywhere, in our house, in our car, in our dog's hair, and sometimes we find them in places we do not want, our pants. And they do not stop there. To compete and survive in the wild, they make colonies, construct bridges, make slaves, generate heat, kill organisms bigger than them, lift several times weight from their mess. And the most important, they exist in 1 quadrillion. But how does this little creature accomplish all these extreme conditions they face? What makes ants so unique? How did they develop all these characteristics among them? Why are their colonies size up to millions? And we will discuss a lot more in the Infinite Knowledge Show. But before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and turn the notification bell on. Because the more we share, the better the world becomes. Let's come back to the topic. Our first ancestors rose on Earth around 6 million years ago. But when it comes to ants, according to some fossil studies, they have been around at least from the last 100 million years, and some studies show that this number may be wrong. It can be 168 million years. Maybe they are aliens? Comment down below what you think. And that is just the beginning. The number favor ants greatly. There are around 13,800 distinguished species of ants, but it is estimated that the total number of species is around 22,000. One most important characteristics of ants, that makes them accomplish all the major things. They are one of the most social creatures on Earth. They follow eusociality, which is the highest level of organization of sociality. This social nature of ants gives them the characteristics of cooperative brood care, which include taking care of offsprings from other individuals. Under this social status, ants follow a division, or we call it a caste system. And this caste system divides them in 3 categories. Number 1 is the queen, the fertile lady, or called gynous. The second are the males, the fertile males, also called drones. And the third is workers, known as ergates or dinergates, based upon what they do. And this hierarchy denotes their rank in their colonies. If we look at them closely, the most important of them are workers. They are mostly females, and they cannot reproduce. Each worker is specialized in some tasks. Some of them spend time tending the eggs and larvae, and perform operations like waste disposal. Others either leave the nest in search of food, or they guard their nest. The queen is the founder, the mother of the colony. In the beginning, the queen ants are the biggest, and they have wings. After mating, they share them. At certain times in a year, a queen lays eggs, and later those eggs get hatched into new queens and males. The male ants have wings as well. The queen, and the male, which are known as drones, mate in the air. After mating, the males fall to the ground. This fallen male either dies or becomes a prey for a bird. And now begins the story of ants' big colonies. After mating, the queen finds a place to lay eggs. Now she loses her wings, and she never has to mate again. Soon the laid eggs start hatching into larvae. The queen ant feeds larvae, with her saliva, in the beginning. After a while, these larvae emerge, and become fully grown ants. Now the queen can retire, and she will only lay eggs. Those new workers start taking care of the colony. After a while, a new queen and male mate again produces a whole new colony. The queen may live up to 22 years, and the worker lives for a few years. With the addition of new workers, the colonies become big. Not only that, ants attack other ants' colonies to make slaves. This process is called ant slave making, or doulosis. This raises the count of ants up to 1 million in a colony. Some species like carpenter ants make large nests that go deep underground. Their nests may have many rooms. These rooms are used for different purposes, like for food storage, and caring for larvae. And this is the mystery that goes down in the underground apartments of ants. But there are still some questions which are unanswered about the ants. How come these tiny creatures lift heavy weights? How do ants survive in cold, freezing environments? And most importantly, how do they survive the rain? How do they prevent their nest from drowning? Why do ants walk in a straight line, like someone is ordering them to do so? Can an ant kill a person? And the curiosity question, can ants survive nuclear blast? Let's see the answer. When it comes to lifting weight, it is estimated that an ant can lift at least 10 times its weight. This is possible because of the ratio between their body size and body mass. Ants are small means that they do not have large body mass. But most of this body mass is muscle. That increases the muscle mass in the body. And that is the reason how they can lift weights that are many times larger than their own body weight. In the season of rain, when water starts entering inside the ant's nest, it cannot choke the exit. because it starts draining through the intricate system of tunnels that work like storm drains. So, unless it is a heavy rain, it is not a problem for ants. To survive the cold temperature, they go deep inside the soil, where temperature is more suitable. Along with this, ants' body temperature drops down, and their movements become sluggish. And to do something extra, they store food. To answer the question that an ant can kill a human, we have to look at ant species like Maricopa harvester. The answer is it takes a few hundred strings to kill a human. But the threatening part is, when one ant stings an insect or human, it leaves a hormone there, the other follows the smell and starts attacking. So if a small organism falls into an ant colony, it may end up dead. When it comes to finding food, ants have amazing olfactory receptors. They smell food, and then follow in the direction, leaving behind a pheromone. Pheromones are chemical substances, and the next closer ant starts following the trail. And that is the reason why ants end up following each other. And mostly the trail is straight, but it may have some curves as well. There is a fact about all insects, that in general, they have this capacity to bear 10 to 15 times more radiation than humans. So the chance of their survival in an apocalyptic nuclear wasteland is higher. Ants are very fascinating creatures. They are very important for nature. They play a vital role in quickly decaying the organic substance. According to a report, ants monopolize 15 to 20% of terrestrial animal biomass. Their deep tunnel system is a good source for water to seep into the soil. Along with that, they aerate the soil. Ants take seeds down into their tunnel to eat, and it helps in pollination. And these are most vital for pitcher plants. Organisms that depends on ants for food is the pitcher plant. This carnivorous plant grows in bogs, and catches ants are attracted by their nectar. The pitcher part of the plant acts like a pitfall trap. The cavity of the plant fills with water, and the slippery sides prevent the ants from crawling out. It is then digested by enzymes. In the end, this is the story of 1 quadrillion minuscule ants in the world. Do not forget to share the video. And subscribe to join the infinite knowledge coming towards you. In the year 1990, an assistant professor at Harvard University, E.O. Wilson, looking at an ant colony, observed that ants do not care about other dead ants unless it passes at least 2 days. This made him curious. On further investigation, he found out that as ants depends upon smell, maybe it has something to do with olfactory receptors of ants. A decaying ant body starts secreting oleic acid after 2 days. This smell triggers other live ants to take their coworker to the graveyard. This process is called necrophoresis. This is done for sanitation purposes to prevent the spread of diseases in the colony. As the experiment continued, Wilson marked ants with oleic acid to see how the other ants reacted. In the act, the marked ant accepted its fate and it got carried by other worker ants to the graveyard. After a while, the marked ant cleaned itself from the oleic acid and came back to the colony. And this was an amazingly wonderful experiment. Do not forget to share it with your friends and write your thoughts in the comment section.